に。
さあ、始まるわよ。
Phoenix 8 has evolved.
Flash flood warnings. Please stay off the roads and get to high ground immediately. Let's zoom in on Hardin County, Kentucky, where one of our viewers is currently hunkered down under a flash flood warning until 12:30 p.m. You've already had up to 4 inches of rain, and with another storm packing small hail moving in from your west right now, that water has nowhere to go but up. Stay off I-65 and keep to high ground in Elizabethtown and Radcliffe. This is a life safety situation, so please don't test those flooded roads. Now, let's fly over to Vine Grove, where our viewer is caught in that same flash flood warning until 12:30 p.m. You have storms sitting literally 4 miles to your north and southeast right now. And with 4 inches already on the ground, those neighborhood streets like Boone Road are becoming rivers. Stay off the roads and away from the low-lying areas in Radcliffe and Muldraugh. This rain is relentless, and it is not the time to be out driving. And finally, let's fly over to Cecilia, where our viewer is right in the thick of this Hardin County flash flood warning until 12:30 p.m. You've got a strengthening storm just 5 miles to your northeast and another 10 miles to your east, meaning this rain isn't letting up after the 4 inches you've already seen. Local reports are showing neighborhood flooding on Boone Road and high water on I-65, so please stay off the pavement and keep to higher ground until these slow movers finally clear out. To get your live conditions on this map, grab the free WeatherWise app via that QR code or the link below. Hit the yellow menu button, toggle on YAL mode, and complete the quick verification at the bottom. Once you share your approximate location, your data feeds directly into our broadcast to help neighbors stay safe. Big thanks to the 32 of you providing ground truth. We need 18 more to hit our 50 user goal, so toggle that share switch in WeatherWise now. For a tighter local look at these soaking rain bands, head to the YALBot channel and find the Kentucky and Tennessee YALBot stream with hashtag KYTN in the title. Checking back in on the Louisville cityscape, where heavy droplets on the lens are telling the story of this flash flood warning. Visibility is down, and the pavement is soaked, so stay off the roads if possible. For a tighter local focus, head to the YALBot channel for the Kentucky and Tennessee YALBot stream with hashtag KYTN in the title. Checking the four-way split at Newtown Pike in Lexington, where rain is actively blurring the lenses. Pavement is soaked around those construction barrels, and while traffic like that Walmart semi is moving fine, a flood advisory is in effect. Keep it slow on the turns as these heavy rain rates continue. We are keeping a close eye on that heavy rain moving through northwestern Spartanburg County. If you are in Greer, Boiling Springs, or Inman, please stay alert for ponding on the roads and minor flooding in those low-lying spots. We have about 2 hours left on this advisory, so remember to turn around if you run into any water over the roadway. It is never worth the risk. Happy Tuesday morning, y'all. While we've been keeping a close eye on the rowdy storms in the central US, I've got a fantastic feel-good update for Friday. We are tracking a massive area of nice weather holding firm across the west. while the Midwest and plains handle some pesky wind and humidity. It's looking like a total sanctuary of sunshine out there for millions of you. In our western zone, the Intermountain West and the Pacific Northwest are locking in a solid nice rating for Friday. Seattle is the standout here, with a gorgeous high of 74.7 degrees and very comfortable humidity. It's a top-tier day for a walk near the water or getting some yard work done while the air is crisp and the skies are clear. Down in the eastern zone, Southern California is also hitting that nice category, with some truly beautiful conditions. We are seeing fantastic scores around the Mojave and Inland Empire, where the humidity stays low and the sun stays bright. It is a stellar window for an outdoor lunch or a scenic drive. Just remember that UV index is still packing a punch. It isn't every day the atmosphere hands us a gift this clean, so please find an excuse to soak up that sunshine on Friday. If you want a tighter local Kentucky and Tennessee view, go to the YALLBOT channel and look for the Kentucky and Tennessee YALLBOT stream with hashtag KYTN in the title. Looking high over Louisville, where the skyline is currently obscured by a heavy coating of water on the lens. A flash flood warning remains in effect as storms continue to train over the metro. Interestingly, you can spot a commercial plane cutting through those gloomy, overcast skies despite currently slick with ponding. Meanwhile, Grand Targhee in Wyoming is completely socked in with dense fog, and Mill Village is waiting on a rain shield to arrive. For a tighter local focus on the Kentucky and Tennessee impacts, head over to the YALLBOT channel and look for the Kentucky and Tennessee YALLBOT stream with hashtag KYTN in the title. Taking a look at the Falls of the Ohio in Clarksville, Indiana, where the camera is panning across the exposed rocky riverbed. While the skies are overcast and a flash flood warning is active nearby, the river itself looks routine right now. For more focus on this region, check the YALLBOT channel for the Kentucky and Tennessee YALLBOT stream with hashtag KYTN in the title. Okay, looking at the current SPC outlook that dropped about an hour and a half ago, we have a very active morning unfolding across the nation's midsection. We are tracking a high-impact double threat today, an enhanced risk for severe storms in the northern plains, while life-threatening flash flooding hammers the Ohio Valley and Kansas. A powerful upper trough is pushing into the high plains, meeting up with a surging low-level jet that is going to fuel some rowdy storm organization through the afternoon. Our highest risk area is a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk shaded in orange, stretching across the Dakotas and into northern Nebraska. Major hubs like Sioux Falls, Fargo, Bismarck, and Minot are right in the bullseye for storms that could produce 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts and very large hail. We expect initial supercells to fire off by mid-afternoon, before they likely congeal into a fast-moving squall line that will race toward Minnesota and Iowa by this evening. Tornado threat is particularly concerning today, with a 10% risk area and a significant conditional intensity zone over North Dakota. There is a window in the early to mid-afternoon where a few strong EF2 or greater tornadoes are possible, especially if storms can remain discrete before turning linear. Damaging winds are a major headline with a massive 45% probability zone for the Dakotas. We are looking at the potential for significant gusts topping 75 miles per hour, which could easily cause widespread power outages across the region. Large hail is also a significant factor today, with a 30% hatched area centered over the northern plains. If you're in Bismarck or Minot, be prepared for stones that could exceed 2 inches in diameter, as these initial supercells take advantage of that extreme instability. This is a high-stakes environment, so please make sure your WeatherWise app alerts are turned up loud, and you've got a way to receive warnings. I'll be here in the weather house, monitoring the radar, as this setup primes itself for the afternoon. Stay weather aware, and remember, don't be scared, be prepared. Scanning the horizon in Nicholasville, where dark, heavy cloud cover is hanging low over these hayfields. A flood advisory is active here with training storms nearby, though it's just starting to spit rain on the lens. For a tighter local focus, head to the Y'allbot channel for the Kentucky and Tennessee Y'allbot stream with hashtag KYTN in the title. Checking the pulse at Newtown and Marriott in Lexington, where wet pavement is catching heavy reflections from passing traffic. A flood advisory is active here, with rain totals stacking up, so watch for hydroplaning. Traffic is moving steadily past those orange construction barrels, including a UPS truck heading through the intersection. We are tracking a developing situation in Lewis County, Missouri, where a storm is showing clear signs of intensification. The system is currently positioned near LaBelle and is drifting slowly to the east at 13 miles per hour. While there are no official warnings in effect just yet, the storm's internal structure is building rapidly, and we are now seeing a 100% probability of hail within the core. Based on the latest data, those in the path should prepare for hail up to the size of quarters. This storm is heading directly toward Williamstown and will eventually push toward the Monticello and Canton areas in Missouri over the next hour. Because of its slow movement, this storm will likely drop a significant amount of rain in a short period. If you are outdoors in Lewis County, now is the time to move inside and park your vehicles under cover. We'll continue to monitor these structure trends as the storm pushes eastward across northeast Missouri. Scanning the Louisville skyline, where heavy droplets on the lens confirm those high-intensity rain rates. We're under a flash flood warning until 1:30 p.m., with training storms dumping up to 2 inches an hour. Visibility is significantly reduced across the metro, so keep it slow if you're out on the city streets. Checking the view in Leachfield, where that red, white, and blue water tower is standing tall under heavy overcast skies. Despite nearly 5 inches of rain reported nearby in Grayson County, the scene here is currently dry and quiet. A flood watch remains in effect, so keep an eye on those saturated grounds. "40 of you are feeding me live ground truth right now, with a massive cluster of 12 in Kentucky, and others dodging rain across Tennessee and Wisconsin. 6 of you are directly inside active flash flood warnings right now, so please stop what you're doing and get to higher ground immediately." Let's zoom in on Georgetown, Indiana, where things are getting dicey as 6 inches of rain have already been reported just south of you. You are right in the heart of a flash flood warning until 1:30 p.m., and with 2 storms packing small hail sitting less than 10 miles away, that water is only going to rise. Please stay off the roads and keep an eye on those low-lying areas, because this training effect is no joke. Now, let's fly over to Pewee Valley, Kentucky, where one viewer says their bourbon is getting watered down. I believe it, because you are in the bullseye of a flash flood warning until 1:30 this afternoon, with 3 inches of rain already on the ground and 2 more on the way. Keep that drink inside and stay off the roads in Louisville and Middletown, because these storms are training right over you, and visibility is down to less than half a mile. And finally, let's fly over to Fisherville, Kentucky, where a viewer says it is sloppy wet and going to be a good day. I love the optimism, but you are currently under a flood advisory until 12:45 p.m., with heavy rain and limited visibility down to just 1 mile. We have 2 storms sitting less than 10 miles to your northwest that are ready to dump another inch or 2 of rain on top of what you have already seen. So please be careful on the roads and watch out for ponding. Big thanks to the 40 legends currently feeding me ground truth, but we need 10 more to hit our 50 user milestone, so flip that share toggle in Weatherwise right now. If you want a localized deep dive into these soaking rain bands, head to the YALBOT channel and find the Kentucky and Tennessee YALBOT stream with hashtag KYTN in the title. Checking I-26 in Spartanburg County, where those big water droplets on the lens tell you all you need to know. It's a wet ride near mile marker 16, with visible spray coming off the tires of those westbound semis. A flood advisory is in effect here, so watch for ponding on the shoulders. The flash flood crisis is our #1 priority through the midday hours. We've seen staggering rainfall totals of 6 inches in Kansas and over 5 inches in Kentucky. These training storms are currently hammering saturated ground across the Ohio Valley, so watch for rising water on small creeks and urban streets. If you see water over the road, turn around, don't drown. This afternoon, the severe weather engine restarts in the northern plains. We're bracing for an enhanced risk across the Dakotas and Nebraska, starting around 3 o'clock p.m. Discrete supercells could drop giant hail and spin up strong tornadoes before merging into a destructive wind machine with 80-mile-per-hour gusts tonight. Out west, critical fire weather is the story for the Southwest through this evening. We're tracking every scan here at the Weather House, but for immediate life safety alerts, always monitor your official local sources. Stick with the stream for the latest. Don't be scared, be prepared. I'm checking back in on that ongoing red flag warning for the Utah mountains and the high plateaus. We are still looking at a very dangerous setup for the Tavaputs Plateau, the San Rafael Swell, and the Grand Staircase, as southwest winds continue to gust up to 40 miles per hour. Humidity levels are bottoming out as low as 7%, which means the landscape is basically a tinderbox for another 1 day, 13 hours, and 16 minutes. Any spark from a dragging chain or a stray cigarette could cause a fire to spread faster than you can run. So please, keep the tires off the dry grass and obey all local burn bans. Stay alert and help us keep the Beehive State safe. Checking the elevated view over Louisville, where low clouds and haze have the city skyline tucked away. We've got some lingering condensation on the lens, but traffic below is moving smoothly for now. A flash flood warning remains active, so keep an eye out for ponding on those downtown streets. We are staying on top of the flash flooding situation in Marion and Washington counties. With up to 3 inches of rain already on the ground, and more falling right now, those small creeks and low-lying roads are going to become dangerous fast. If you are traveling through Lebanon or Springfield, please remember to turn around if you see water over the road. It is never worth the risk. We have about 3 hours left on this warning, so stay alert as these storms move through. For a tighter local focus on the Bluegrass State, head over to the Y'allbot channel and look for the Kentucky and Tennessee Y'allbot stream with KYTN in the title. Olga, 100% humidity at dawn in Tennessee means the air is basically just water at that point. You could swim to your mailbox. That kind of overnight saturation is exactly why heat indices climb so fast once the sun gets going, since there's nowhere for your sweat to go. With training storms pumping moisture through Kentucky and Tennessee today, that humidity isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So stay hydrated and take it easy if you're outside. Saturday is looking like a tale of two countries, y'all. While a stubborn trough keeps the east a bit rowdy, a massive ridge is locking in a nice weather sanctuary across the western third of the US. We are talking deep blue skies and crisp, dry air for millions of you, while the rest of the nation deals with humidity and wind. In our westernmost zone, the Pacific Northwest is hitting that nice category with some truly refreshing conditions. Seattle is looking at a stellar Saturday with light winds and 0 chance of rain, making it the perfect day to hit the trails or enjoy a coffee outdoors before the afternoon sun gets to work. The second zone of nice conditions covers a huge stretch of the Intermountain West and the Great Basin. San Jose is a total standout here, rocking a gorgeous high of 82 degrees with very low humidity. It is a top-tier window for a backyard barbecue, or just letting the house air out with those comfortable dew points. Our easternmost nice zone dips down into the Arizona high country, where the air remains crisp despite the summer heat nearby. While the lower deserts are starting to sizzle, these higher elevations are holding on to that stable, clear air that is just begging for a mountain escape or a scenic drive. It isn't every day the atmosphere hands us a gift this clean, so if you're out west, please find an excuse to soak up that sunshine. I'll be here in the weather house monitoring the rowdy stuff elsewhere, but y'all should be out enjoying the view. Taking another look over Louisville, though the view is struggling against heavy condensation and water droplets on the lens. A flash flood warning remains active until 1:30 p.m., with training storms dumping heavy rain. Pavement is visibly wet downtown, and with more cells moving in, those low-lying areas will fill up fast. We're tracking a widespread hydrological setup across the Ohio Valley. In the top left, Louisville is essentially a washout with heavy rain blurring the metro skyline under a flash flood warning. Just beside it, the falls of the Ohio camera is actively panning, revealing the truss bridge over Clarksville where drift logs are piling up. Moving into Indiana, I-65 through Floyd and Harrison counties shows wet pavement and reduced visibility as rainfall rates hit 2 inches per hour. Down in Lancaster, the town square is draped in puddles, while Nicholasville shows particularly dark, ominous clouds over the fields. We're even seeing active rain hitting the lens down in Spartanburg, South Carolina. For a tighter focus on these specific impacts, head over to the Y'allbot channel and look for the Kentucky and Tennessee Y'allbot stream with hashtag KYTN in the title. We have some serious weather developing in central Kentucky right now. The National Weather
Regardless if it's Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, or any other trading card game, let's see what ripping packs on Whatnot is all about. There are so many live streams on Whatnot 24/7 that you can join into and buy from. And the coolest part is, you never know what you're gonna find in a given show. From the latest release to vintage packs that are 20 years old, once you find something you like, you can buy it and watch it be opened live with a bunch of other collectors who will be rooting you on. You don't have to wait for your package to show up. You get to watch your pack get opened live and instantly see if you get to pull the chase card you're looking for, or whatever it is you're gonna pull. The last step, of course, is to wait until your new cards get sent directly to you. Not only do you have the chance to pull your chase card or get a piece for your collection that you've wanted for a long time, but doing it with a bunch of other people watching in a live stream makes that moment so much more memorable. Whatnot makes that possible. Now that you got the basics of ripping packs on Whatnot, what will you look to find? Download Whatnot today to start ripping packs.
We handcraft every Stearns & Foster using the finest materials like indulgent memory foam and ultra-conforming inner springs for a beautiful mattress and indescribable comfort.
Save up to $900 on select adjustable mattress sets at Mattress Plus.
Scanning the Louisville skyline, where heavy water droplets on the lens are stealing the show. Visibility is virtually zero through the haze, as training storms continue to dump heavy rain over the metro. For a tighter local focus, head to the YALLBOT channel and check out the Kentucky and Tennessee YALLBOT stream with hashtag KYTN in the title. I'm hopping back over to the desert to check in on that ongoing red flag warning for northwestern Arizona and the Nevada side of the Colorado River Valley. We are still looking at a high-end fire threat for Mojave County and the Lake Mead area, as southwest winds gust up to 40 miles per hour and humidity levels stay bone dry between 5 and 15%. This critical danger is sticking with us for another 13 hours and 8 minutes, so please, keep the tires off the dry grass and avoid any outdoor burning. One little spark could cause a fire to spread faster than you can run in these conditions. So stay weather aware and help us keep the landscape safe. Heading back to Jessamine County, where heavy rain is starting to blur the landscape in Nicholasville. You can see droplets building up on the lens and a thick haze settling over the fields. A flood advisory remains in effect here, as these training cells continue to dump moisture across central Kentucky. Sliding down to the upstate, we're monitoring I-85 North in Greenville, where those droplets on the lens confirm the active rain. Pavement is visibly wet at mile marker 46, and you can see the spray kicking up from passing tires. Traffic is holding highway speeds, but heavy rain rates remain the primary concern here. We have 36 of you feeding me ground truth right now, with a massive 12-person cluster in Kentucky, and others dodging rain through Tennessee and Wisconsin. 6 of you are currently sitting directly inside active flash flood warnings, so please stay off those roads and keep your head on a swivel. Let's zoom in on Georgetown, Indiana, where a viewer just asked for a YALLcast while sitting right in the middle of a flash flood warning. You have already seen up to 3 inches of rain, and with another 2 inches possible, New Albany and the Louisville Metro are in the danger zone for rising water. Watch out to your south, as a cell just 6 miles away is strengthening with some hail potential, so get that car under a carport if you can, and stay off the flooded roads. Now let's fly over to Oldham County, Kentucky, where a viewer near LaGrange is seeing a break in the action and wondering if the storms are trending south. While the heaviest rain is currently focused to your south and southwest, you are still under a flood advisory until 12:45 p.m. EDT, with another 2 inches of rain possible on ground that is already completely soaked. Keep a close eye on a strengthening storm about 20 miles to your southwest that is packing some hail and moving your way. Because with the training effect we're seeing today, things can go from calm to underwater very quickly. And finally, let's fly over to Washington County, Kentucky, near Willisburg, where you are currently sitting in a high-stakes flash flood warning until 1:45 p.m. You have already picked up 3 inches of rain, and with a strong storm just 6 miles to your west, dropping small hail and moving in fast, that water is going to rise even higher. Please stay off the roads in Springfield and Mackville. Turn around, don't drown, because these storms are training over the same soaked ground and won't let up anytime soon. Big thanks to the 36 of you providing that ground truth. We need 14 more to hit our 50 user milestone. Jump into the WeatherWise app and flip that share toggle to help us pinpoint these rising waters in real time. Checking in on the Louisville skyline, though the lens is currently fighting off heavy condensation from this morning's downpours. Visibility is low, but the overcast sky confirms that deep moisture is still glued to the metro area. For a closer look at the local impacts, check the YALBOT channel for the Kentucky and Tennessee YALBOT stream with hashtag KYTN in the title. Over to Leachfield now, where that patriotic water tower stands over a damp Grayson County. While the heavy rain has hit a lull, the overcast sky and wet parking lots reflect the 4+ inches reported nearby. We're in a bit of a waiting game here before the next round of storms fires up this afternoon. A few minutes ago, 3 miles northeast of Craft, Kentucky, Summit Creek overflowed its banks, sending water into the surrounding neighborhood and across several roadways. The ground there is so saturated that multiple large trees have been uprooted, blocking streets and cutting off access to parts of the community. Floodwaters in that area are currently carrying heavy debris and making travel impossible in low-lying spots. If you need a tighter focus on this local situation, head over to the YALBOT channel and look for the Kentucky and Tennessee YALBOT stream with KYTN in the title. Checking the pulse of the upstate on I-85 South near Malden Road. Between Gant and Greenville, we've got active rainfall creating plenty of tire spray and hazy horizons. A flood advisory is out for the region, so be mindful of ponding as these high-efficiency rainers continue to dump over 2 inches per hour. Happy Tuesday morning, everyone. While we've been tracking some rowdy storms in the central U.S., I've got some fantastic news as a massive corridor of beautiful weather is holding firm from the northern plains through the Great Lakes and into the Northeast. We are looking at a truly standout day with deep blue skies, exceptionally dry air, and crisp dew points in the low 50s for millions of y'all. It's a rare morning where the vibes are high and the humidity is low, making it the perfect time to give the air conditioner a break and open up those windows.
Starting out west, the Dakotas are locked into a beautiful zone, especially around Bismarck, where the air is incredibly refreshing.
With a high of 75.7 degrees and dew points dipping into the mid-40s, It is a stellar morning for a bike ride or a long walk. The dry air and light winds are exactly what the doctor ordered for a calm and crisp Tuesday. Our second beautiful bullseye is centered right over the mid-Atlantic, including Baltimore and the Chesapeake Bay area. Expect gorgeous conditions, with temperatures peaking in the mid-70s and a 0% chance of any rain ruining your outdoor lunch plans. It is a perfect setup for a walk by the water, while the breeze remains light and the sky stays clear. Finally, the easternmost beautiful zone is a massive winner today, covering a huge chunk of the Northeast and New England. With dew points averaging a crisp 51 degrees and bright sunshine, it feels more like a late spring dream than a typical June morning. Whether you are in upstate New York or coastal Maine, this is the prime window for some gardening or a backyard barbecue. It isn't every day the atmosphere hands us a gift this clean, so please find an excuse to soak up that sunshine. If you want a tighter local Kentucky and Tennessee view, go to the YALLBOT channel and look for the Kentucky and Tennessee YALLBOT stream with hashtag KYT.